I mean this from the bottom of my heart. If you're a man and you're not trying to actively become a better person every day, you're not trying to become a multi-millionaire, you're not reading every day, you're not being out in nature, you're not going to the gym, and you're hanging out with, little, boys every night and, doing God knows what, just don't text me, please. If I'm not, learning so much from my husband, I'm, in awe every time he talks, hello? Why would I even talk to him?
And what makes you think an intelligent man wants to talk to an airhead? Now, there's an old saying that men prefer dumb women. Personally, I prefer an intelligent woman with strong feminine energy and great manners. Finding all three in the modern woman is pretty rare. Today, we'll be looking at women over 30 who have hit the wall. Before we get started, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. It really helps support the channel. Let's get started.
I was telling my friend the other day that I genuinely don't know what it's like for a man to actually like me or enjoy my company. I have not experienced a relationship like that in over 13 years. I saw a video the other day where this guy was walking in to the kitchen and dancing towards his wife. Never has happened to me. That's never happened to me. I feel like every guy I've ever dated has only complained about how annoying I am, doesn't want to spend time with me, or acts just like I'm the worst person ever. I even was with a guy who wouldn't even travel with me, wouldn't even take me out on a trip. He told me to take my best friend. I don't know. I see other couples and I'm like, dang, what is that like? Because I genuinely have no frame of reference. I cannot relate. I have no idea what it's like to live with someone that actually likes you and spending time with you, or someone that does not objectify you or idealize you. I assume that that is amazing. I genuinely have no idea what that's like.
The veil is becoming thinner, and right now, in this powerful moment on Earth, something ancient is awakening inside of you. And as the frequency of the planet rises, the separation that once kept us asleep is dissolving. And we're beginning to remember who we really are. You are not just human. You are activating your galactic DNA. You are reconnecting to star nations that you came from, and to the celestial beings who are preparing to reveal themselves to us all very soon. And yes, there's distraction everywhere. The old Earth is collapsing while the new Earth is being born, and both are happening at once. And this is why it has never been more important to remain centered, to stay grounded, to breathe, to root yourself into the earth, the heart of our mother, because this is what you came here to do. You came here to bring heaven to earth, to anchor the cosmos into the earth's grid, to hold the light when everything around you is shifting. And as your light body comes online and becomes more crystalline, as you activate to a higher level, you become more of the light. And that light lifts the frequency of the entire planet. So stand tall, beloved. You are remembering, you are rising, and you are exactly where you are meant to be. This shift is here, and so are you.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
How is it okay for guys to rib each other and criticize each other and it's okay, but if we ribbed him about his hair, his gut, or whatever, it wouldn't land?
Men are naturally on guard with each other. They come at each other as warriors. They have their shields, and that's fine. They're prepared for it. What they want from us is to be able to let their guard down. What they want from us is to be able to be seen as the loving, caring, generous person that they are, and not be in a battle, and to be admired by someone they admire, and connect physically, emotionally, spiritually. And I've talked to them about it, and they don't really like it, even from the guys, like to be teased about their hair and their gut and whatever, but they didn't give their heart.
The question that woman, who's been single for several years, is asking should really be directed at herself, because her real problem is the men she chooses. She keeps chasing the guys she's attracted to, whether they're bad boys or losers she thinks she needs to save. Meanwhile, there are plenty of average men who could give her a healthy, stable relationship, but her radar doesn't even pick them up. They're invisible to her. As for the second woman, she needs to understand that men don't always insult each other. We joke around. That's how we bond. It's not always meant to be hurtful. Women, on the other hand, often say things with the intention of hurting you. It's not teasing, it's an attack. And it hurts even more when it comes from the person you trusted enough to share something personal or an insecurity with, only for her to use it against you later. As for the last woman, what can I say, gentlemen? Hitting the wall seems to have driven her a little crazy. And honestly, who knows what some people are smoking first thing in the morning, but whatever she had must have been strong. She's out there talking to trees.
This is going to piss some people off, but I don't believe in gold diggers. Seeking stability, security, and safety, especially as a woman, isn't greedy, it's biological wisdom. Even in nature, female animals will choose the strongest, safest males, not because they're shallow, but because their instinct knows that stability equals space to nurture life. Like, God forbid a woman look for stability for her children. God forbid a woman wanting a calm nervous system for her to love and nurture the home. When a woman feels safe, her feminine energy blooms. She's more loving, more magnetic, more creative. She's not stressed about survival. Survival will kill sensuality, kill softness, and it kills your dreams. And a real man knows this and will respect this. So no, I don't believe in gold diggers.
Stop it. Get some help.
I finally finished Self-Made Man by Nora Vincent, and I have some things to say. I read this book to fuck around and find out a different perspective. This book did not take into account color, culture, status, money, looks, any of that. Based on who I am as a person, my conclusion is that men are just love deprived. If people are deprived of love and connection, why not make a better effort to be more open? Oh, I want to get close to people, but I can't because I have to be perfect. And then it's the cycle of the patriarchy, which I didn't understand from a guy's perspective. I accidentally opened a gender wars, Pandora's box I didn't know was there. Chapter of friendship was very interesting to me. I'm uncomfortable in silence, but the friendships seem to thrive in that. I love a bromance. Are they gay? Are they not? Best buds. I love it. I enjoyed the chapter about love. Seeing some of this shit, the expectations from women as a man, was very interesting. The way the women dominated conversations and didn't really seem interested. I was like, could it be me though? Because I'm fucking intrusive question left and right. There was one chapter where they were talking about midnight ballerina clubs, and I'm not even gonna lie, that shit doesn't sit right with me. To go to one of those clubs by yourself repeatedly, for what? The chapter about work was a little lost on me because it wasn't very relatable to me at all, aside from the fake it till you make it, put the suit on, feel good, feel confident, like a lot of spewing bullshit, things like that. There was a chapter where Nora was in the monastery, and I'm really not religious and I don't know much about religion. Being friendly at all was being perceived as gay, and then there was like an excommunication situation going on. In the chapter where Ned was going to the group therapy meetings with the guys, they were talking about their dad. How you grow up, how you see other people love and be loved, that is foundationally going to fuck you up for the rest of your life. It will make or break you. Especially pertaining to the dads, they talked about how all the feelings, aside from anger, are disguised as anger and hiding behind it like it's a big shield, because that's such a powerful emotion. The biggest takeaway for me is that we all want to be loved. We all want to be seen. We all want to be accepted. We all want to be noticed. To give love and to receive love is a skill that needs to be practiced. I really appreciate the people who stayed along with me for this journey, even though it took me so fucking long to get through. I understand that. My apologies. This was a heavy book, very big emotionally. I had to take that shit in increments. I'm about to read The Alchemist because I heard it's a really great book. I have no clue what it's about. Something about turning stuff into gold. And I'm gonna read this one faster, I promise.
Sports culture is emotional abuse culture. It doesn't really toughen kids up. It gives you the impression of that because they're so suppressed. And suppressing is a result really of compartmentalizing, which is not the same thing as resilience, which is really like what toughening up is. Like real resilience integrates your emotions. Sports culture is abuse culture. Like, what are we talking about? If that were true, men would be the most emotionally intelligent people on the planet because historically, they are the most populous in sports settings. And I'm pretty sure we don't find that to be true, you know? Sports culture is bypass culture. And also it makes life a game. And like relationships where emotions and work and effort really, really matter. And the day-to-day, life is in the day-to-day, especially in relationships. Like, it's about micro moments every single day, and no one is watching, you know? They're not doing great at that. They're very reactive. They're very blame oriented. They're very, you know, like it's not translating. And that's how you know they're not actually mentally tough or tough in general. They're just suppressed because resilience translates, compartmentalizing doesn't. And for men in particular, learning their emotions like solves all these problems. So sports culture is not making them tough. Like, let's be real.
Honestly, you have to wonder where the world is headed with women like this and their theories. No partner, no children, no stability. Yet somehow they believe they have all the authority in the world to tell everyone else how to live and how to raise kids. You don't have any children, and you're going to tell me what's best for one? You haven't even managed to build your own life, yet you want to lecture the people who have. And the most revealing part? It's always an attack on men. That says it all. This isn't about love for children. It's resentment toward men disguised as child development. When someone wants to work with other people's kids from that mindset, they won't help them. They'll leave a mark on them. They'll pass on the same bitterness that's consuming them. May God protect this country from women like this, and may He watch over our boys.
Women.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh!
Okay, this is the perfect example of pseudo-hostility. Remember, pseudo-hostility literally means fake hostility. It's a dynamic in relationships where emotions aren't overtly expressed, they're covertly expressed. This term originated in family systems. So when kids and men in particular, especially under our macro system of patriarchy, do not learn that one, it's okay to have emotions, two, much less express them, they learn to get them out in other ways. This violence between them and then laughing is a catharsis for them. That is the point of pseudo-hostility. It's a covert way of managing emotions, but it relies on there being a catharsis, so a release of that emotion. Think about taking a pot off of a top off a pot of boiling water. You see in this video, this guy get like maimed with a switch from a tree, I guess. Everyone's laughing about it, and then he retaliates by throwing a rock or something hard, and this guy falls, and everyone's laughing. It's this cathartic experience. This prank culture between men serves the purpose of achieving a catharsis for emotions. Because also remember, emotions are energy in motion. We all have them. We all have tens of hundreds a day, and if they're not expressed, they come out sideways like this in socially acceptable ways. And you might be thinking now, like, oh, what's the big deal? It's just a joke. Well, the big deal is that in families, in relationships with women, in intimate relationships in general, in relationships men have with their children, they don't understand their emotions. They don't understand the feeling of them, much less the need behind them and the way to communicate to get that need met. So boys just being boys is actually hindering them from becoming men.
So the thing about men is that when they want something, they will go to the end of the world to get it. They will go through trials and tribulations to get the thing that they want, whether it's a woman, whether it's a job, whether it's a possession. They will do whatever it takes to get that thing. So when I get comments from girls being like, "Oh, he was texting me every single day, but now he hasn't reached out in 2 weeks. What does that mean?" You have to understand that it's in a man's nature to go after what he wants. And men, I will give them this, once they have something in their head, they're unstoppable. And I admire that about them. And so if they're not doing anything and everything to have you by their side, then that's all you need to know. If you're questioning things, if you're doubting it, if you're confused, that's all you need to know. That is your answer. If you're having to comment on my post or on anyone else's post and being like, he's not reaching out, he's not planning a date, what does this mean? What does this mean? That comes from a place of confusion, which comes from him not giving you
what it is that you need to be sure of this thing going on between you and him. And I can guarantee you that if he was sure, you would have that. You wouldn't have any doubt. You wouldn't be commenting of like, well, what does this mean? Why are you doubting it? Why are you questioning it? If you are, it's probably because he hasn't made it clear enough that he wants you. And a lot of men will breadcrumb you. And what does this term mean? Because I feel like the term is always just thrown out there. Breadcrumb. It's like they'll give you just enough to hold on. You're like, oh, he hasn't reached out in a week, but he answered to my story. Breadcrumb. Because that is bare minimum behavior. But he's giving you enough to where you can say, oh, but he's still giving me attention. Must mean he likes me. No. He is just, and you should be insulted by that. And you need to get to a place, this is my advice to you as a 28-year-old, you need to get to a place of self-love to where breadcrumbing is an insult. You see it as an insult. You think I'm going to tolerate breadcrumbs? Like those little teeny tiny, I'm hungry, I'm so hungry that a breadcrumb will do. No. No, I want the whole thing. I want the 5-course meal. Okay, if I'm hungry, I'm not going to settle for the breadcrumb. If I'm hungry, I'm a big girl with a big girl job, someone who loves herself and can take herself out to a nice restaurant and give herself a 5-course meal if need be. So you need to start seeing these breadcrumbs, a late night text. Sometimes I'll hear those. Oh, but he texted me last night. What are you doing? Are you out? Breadcrumb. You think if he really liked you, that's how he would go about it? If he really liked you, he wouldn't be texting you in advance. He wouldn't be thinking, I have to see this girl. I'm crazy about her. I need to see her this weekend. So when you get to that place where you see breadcrumbs as an insult, I promise you, you are just discarding these types of men that want you for the wrong reasons and have you there more so for an ego boost. And you're going to be in a place in your life where you're going to be able to attract what is actually for you. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be lonely. Okay? It's going to be lonely, but you have to, again, work to get to a place where you love yourself enough to be okay with that loneliness. Because you're not alone. You're not. At the end of the day, you have yourself, you have your family, you have your friends. Okay? So don't settle just to have someone. Don't settle because he gave you just enough breadcrumbs to where you were satisfied. Because that's only going to keep you full for so long. Okay?
This woman wants men to stop being men. Men roughhouse, they fight, they laugh, and that's how they're shaped. That's how character is built. We're not women sitting in a circle, sharing feelings over a cup of tea. If two men get into a fight and end up laughing afterward, that's not trauma. That's brotherhood. That's masculinity working exactly the way it's supposed to. Now, the second woman is right about one thing. If a man really wants you, he'll make the effort. That's true. But what she leaves out is that this pattern existed long before the modern woman. Today, a man over 30 looks at the dating landscape, does the math, and simply walks away. Not because he can't, but because he doesn't see the benefit. And that's the part these women don't want to acknowledge. If he's not going all in for you, it's not because he's confused, and it's not because he's afraid. It's because he's not interested. It's really that simple. Why is that so hard to understand? Gentlemen, the wall doesn't forgive, and the awakened man has learned to see the game clearly.
My name's Anna and I'm going through a breakup, so it's a bit of a hard one to explain, but I'm going to try and cut the short story down. I met him on a dating app and he was only looking for casual. I know, red flag, walk away, why did I even bother entertaining it? But I thought, you know what, fresh into the dating scene, I will just have fun with him and I just will always know what it is. So I was dating other people and over time, obviously, we got quite invested in each other, very emotionally. As two people that are big, like, carers and emotionally deep people, we instantly started to really click and connect. And I could see that he was slightly bothered by me going on dates with other people. And obviously he was very much hands in the air, being like, I have no right to feel like that because I'm only wanting casual, and I've said that, and I'm not ready for a relationship, so I can't control what you do. But then over time, naturally just got invested in each other, you know, become exclusive, met each other as friends, integrated our lives together. And then basically it all came to a head where so the reason he wanted casual was because he came out of a long 5-year relationship with a person he really, really cared about a lot, and really hurt him. And he was really scared to get into a relationship because he was frightened of being hurt. And I said to him, I was like, do you genuinely believe that I'm going to hurt you? And he was like, no, but I didn't think my ex would either. So, and I think his ex had got back in contact with him, stood up a lot of emotions and a lot of feelings. And then, yeah, just basically was like, I can't give 100% right now, and you don't deserve that. So we just decided to step away from each other because I agree. You know, I need someone that is, you know, going to choose me unequivocally. Is that the right word? Yeah. Yeah, I deserve, you know, someone that is just as invested as I am in this. And what's the hardest bit about all of it is that, like, not just me, like, I felt it from him that we really wanted it and really wanted it to work, which is the timing shit. And I know, you know, listening to this out loud, and I'm sure people will have a lot of opinions, being like, you never should have even bothered or stepped near him. Like, I knew the risks. I am a very, like, in tune person. I go to therapy quite often. You know, his actions spoke really loud in terms of intention. I would not have given it so much time and effort if I didn't think that it was reciprocated. Just the timing was shit, and I will never speak ill of him because genuinely, he's one of the most wonderful human beings I've ever met. He's just going through quite a lot. I'm not gonna, you know, sympathize the situation because obviously I'm going through quite a lot right now. You know, not being able to be with the person that I really care for. But I just have to choose myself. You know, I have to choose me at the end of the day, and I'm not gonna wait around for anything. I'm gonna, you know, healing's not a linear thing, so I'm just going to go and do what I need to do, move forward with my life, and if he's meant to be in it, he will, you know, it'll happen. But I'm just kind of like closing the book right now for my own, like, mental health, because it's hard, especially as a person with anxious attachment, to sit in that grey area of unsure. Like, it was so hard to deal with, like, not feeling fully chosen because someone was going through that healing process. And yeah, just had to, like, cut the cord. But yeah, adore his friends, adore, like, his inner circle, you know, him especially as a person, have a lot of time for, care for, but he just needs to go and heal, really.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
Those almost relationships hurt women more than a full relationship that comes to an end. Why? Because it's the one that got away syndrome. Women are addicted to attention, and when you mix intimacy with inconsistency, you trigger something powerful, dopamine. When she's with you, the world feels electric. When you disappear, she's left in a void, waiting for the next spark. And that cycle hooks her more than any stable relationship ever could. That's why we always say this. Absence, anxiety, and uncertainty are the most powerful forces. Not because it's a game, but because that's how biology works. Even female authors acknowledge it. Deep down, women fall for the man who makes them feel that emotional roller coaster. And we see it every day with the Chad. No matter how badly he treats her, she doesn't leave. He has something the nice, predictable guy doesn't. Tension. This woman isn't crying over the relationship. She's crying because he got away. That's the difference, gentlemen. We've reached the end of the video, but before you go, we'd like to leave you with a few questions. Have you ever known a woman who rejected a stable man and chose one who treated her badly instead? Let us know in the comments. Do you think the modern woman's dating radar is broken? Or do you think she knows exactly what she's doing? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Your support means a lot to us and motivates us to keep creating more content. Don't miss the next video.